说中文。
Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello there, newbies. This is Chinese Pod. We are coming from Shanghai, China. And who are we?
I am Jenny.
And I am Ken. All right. Now, if you've never studied Chinese before, this is a kind of lesson that you will get something out of. And if you have studied before, hopefully you get something out of it too. Because we have some drama here tonight.
Oh, yes.
Tell us about it. Today.
Because we are turning on and off the light.
Turning on and off the light.
And there's drama there.
And that is exciting.
And why do you need to turn the light on and off back to
exactly.
back?
Now, there's a reason why. We're not going to tell you. It's a discussion between a husband and wife, as far as I'm concerned. The wife's essentially asking or telling, and that's an interesting point here. She asking or she telling. She asking him to turn on the light and then to turn it back off again. Now, there's a reason why, and you can sort of build the context yourself, and we'll bring it. Go into it in a little bit more detail later. Let's listen to this story, dialogue, as whatever you prefer to call it, 3 times, and then we'll come back.
Dialogue first time.
帮我开灯，好吗？
好，
好了，关灯吧。
好，晚安。
Second time.
帮我开灯，好吗？
好，
好了，关灯吧。
好，晚安。
Third time.
帮我开灯，好吗？
好，
好了，关灯吧。
好，晚安。
Ooh, drama and suspense.
Yes.
And a murder
Yes. A murder?
of a mosquito.
Ah, yes. Okay, well, let's translate the murder story then.
Sure. 帮我开灯好吗？
Can you turn on the light?
帮我开灯好吗？
Turn on the light, will you?
帮我开灯好吗？好，
Okay.
好，
Okay.
好，好了，关灯吧。
Okay. You can turn it off again.
好了，关灯吧。
All right. Turn off the light.
好了，关灯吧。好，晚安。
All right. Good night.
好，晚安。
Okay. Good night.
好，晚安。
Okay, here we are. Now, the scenario, you probably figured it out by using these sound effects.
Yes.
Couple are in bed. The mosquito shows up as they do.
Yeah.
And that horrible buzzing sound. And you have a few options. One is you try to get under the covers. The other one is you get out and you...
What do you always do, Ken?
Well, I take him out. I get out straight away. I do it.
Me too.
Yeah, I do my Schwarzenegger impression. I get out all aggressive and I take him out.
Do you use your hands, your palms, or the bat
Anything.
look like?
I'll use anything that comes to hand. Shoulder-launched missiles, whatever it is. You got to get rid of those mosquitoes. Right, so there's what happened here. So let's look at the language. So again, cultural is interesting, she's the way she asks him to do it. We've covered this many times, but in Chinese, there's a different way of being polite, and there are things that if you translate directly into English, it wouldn't actually sound terribly polite, but they're okay in Chinese.
Such as the first sentence.
Yes.
帮我开灯好吗？帮我开灯好吗？
Okay, the word light is
灯 灯
first tone.
Yes.
灯. You can think about that for a while. 灯, 灯, 灯.
灯
Light.
sounds like an onomatopoeia.
Yes, it does.
灯, 灯,
the light coming on. Dun, there you go. There's a good mnemonic, Jenny. Well done. Now, to turn on the light.
开灯 开灯
Now, that's also a first tone, isn't it?
Yes.
So, 开灯. Mnemonic, in a sense, turn on the light.
Yeah.
The wife is requesting her husband to do it. So she says,
帮我开灯帮我开灯
now, 帮, first tone means
To help.
to help. And 我, meaning me, the pronoun.
帮我开灯
All right, so that's help me to turn on the light. Literally translated, it would be help me open light.
Yes. So 开 in Chinese, which means to open,
Yes.
is also used for switching on electrical appliances.
Correct.
开
Yeah. And it's interesting that you sometimes hear Chinese learners of English, they say open the computer or open the light.
or the
as a-
TV.
Yes, but we say that in Chinese. Yeah, so we open those things. So there you go. And of course, at the end of the sentence, you're turning it into a question. You're saying,
好吗
Welcome back to another installment of Chinese Pod Trivia. And the question for you is, for what test does Chinese Pod offer preparation services for? Is it A, the polygraph, B, the colonoscopy, C, the HSK test, or D, the CAT scan?
The CAT scan?
Ooh, sorry, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, the HSK test. That's right, Chinese Pod will thoroughly prepare you to pass this rigorous test of proficiency in Chinese. ChinesePod.com/HSK.
now, if you didn't have the 好吗 at the end, it would be more direct, right?
Yes. Perhaps slightly blunt.
Slightly blunt.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's hear the difference. So the first one would be just help me turn on the light.
帮我开灯帮我开灯
And when you put the question mark at the end of it, it goes,
帮我开灯好吗帮我开灯好吗
so 好吗 is always a really useful way to turn a sentence into a question and a polite request.
Yeah, polite request.
Yeah.
In Chinese, we don't use the word 请 that much as in English. Please help me turn on the light. Instead, we use 好吗
Yes, yeah.
So
yeah.
it functions in a similar way.
Yeah, now 请, meaning please, it's fine to say it, but
Not natural
it's
enough.
not that common. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, now in response, the hubby says,
好好
meaning okay, good. Soon you hear the slapping, smacking sound, and she just wipes him out, that mosquito. And when she's done, she says,
好了好了
now, 好了, 好 meaning good.
Yeah.
But 好了 indicates any action or activity that has been completed.
好了
So I just wiped him out, you just
Yeah.
say.
好了
Or you finished doing a chore that you had, you say.
好了
So whatever that might be. I don't know, something fell and you picked up, you say, 好了.
好了
Anything it is, I've settled it, it's done. So then after that, she tells him to turn the light off.
关灯吧关灯吧
Now, that's literally 关, first tone again.
Yes.
And that literally means
to close
to close. So it's consistent, open
Yeah.
and close. Now, note that there's lots of first tones here because the word light is,
灯
and the word to turn on the light is,
开灯
and the word to turn it off is.
关灯
So all of those are first tones.
Yes.
And deng, I think that was a very good mnemonic suggestion from Jenny there. Sounds like the light just popping on. Even though light doesn't make it sound, but hey. So the husband is impressed and he says,
好
how?
好
Well, he's really glad he married her. You know?
And now they can have a good night of sleep.
That's right.
So he says 晚安
One. And
晚安
now one, third tone meaning
evening, night.
and
First tone
meaning
meaning quietness, tranquility,
peaceful.
peacefulness.
Yes. One and.
晚安
I'm not saying one and to you, I'm just practicing because it's
晚安
it's 11 o'clock in the morning.
It sounds very soothing.
Soothing.
I'm tempted to fall asleep now.
Ah,
晚安
one and. Okay, there you are. That's how you say good evening, good night. Not good evening, good night.
Good night. Yeah.
Have a good sleep and so on. I'm tempted to yawn here, all these one and.
So let's listen to the dialogue.
Let's do that.
Dialogue first time.
帮我开灯，好吗？
好，
好了，关灯吧。
好，晚安。
Second time.
帮我开灯，好吗？
好，
好了，关灯吧。
好，晚安。
Third time.
帮我开灯，好吗？
好，
好了，关灯吧。
好，晚安。
Okay, this is a lesson that gives you some little phrases that can be used in many different ways, in many different contexts. Patterns of language, looking for the patterns. The patterns are the key. And we also talk sometimes about Lego blocks here, that we always choose phrases that can be dismantled, fixed together, patched up, used with other things, because that's how language tends to work, patterns and phrases that work in different scenarios. And that's what we try to bring. If you go to ChinesePod.com, you'll see more about what I mean. You'll find more opportunities with which to see these expressions and so on. That's what it's all about, learning on your terms, finding the ways that work for you on ChinesePod.com. Right now, however,
We've got our job done. 好了
我们好了.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Indeed we will.
In the meantime, 再见.
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
0744
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0744 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0744